we're going to be looking at favicons and exactly what they are, how to use them, and everything else in between. All of that in just under 5 minutes. So you might have heard the term thrown around, and you might even know what a favicon is. But briefly put, a favicon is a short term for favorite icon. Now, they are very simplified and small icons that represent a brand or a business, and they can be found in browser address bars, tabbed browsing, and also in bookmark lists. Now, the goal of a favicon is to make the internet more efficient so a user can locate certain tabs or websites that much more easily. Often people have many tabs open at once, and so having a favicon in the tab offers a more friendly experience to the end user. If you're a brand or you have a portfolio website, you're going to want to use a favicon so the user of your website will feel more welcome and also more secure. It just looks that much more official. But also, they can navigate to your page that much easier. So that's what a favicon is, but now let's get technical and look at some of the rules and the tips for designing them. So first and foremost, it's really important to remember these things are very tiny. Favicons are very small. Now you can find many ranges in size for differing applications. So for example, the standard size for a desktop browser favicon is 32 by 32 pixels. And they can go all of the way up to 196 by 196 pixels for Android's Chrome home screen. Now I'm going to post a list in the description box below of this video that will explain all of the different sizes of the types of favicon. But what does this mean? Essentially, the best workflow method here is to design the same design of favicon but to multiple different files according to each size that you need. The file format that you want to be using is PNG for the most part, and you should provide two different options, one that is transparent and another one with a solid background color. Now this is because some applications require a transparent background such as desktop browsers, and other locations make use of a color background favicon such as for Apple Touch and Android. So that is some technical formalities out of the way, but now let's take a look at the creative tips for designing favicons. Now as I mentioned before, favicons are tiny and this is going to impact your design choices, or at least it should do. And I've said so many times on this channel about how important it is to design a logo in a simple way. And that's because when it's scaled down to a small size, it remains functional and it's not blurred with too much detail. With a favicon, you really need to take that to the next level, so simplicity is king when it comes to designing a favicon. Also, when designing a favicon, you should be aware that most browser bars are light grey, white, or shades of blue. And so with that in mind, it would be wise to choose colours that stand out against these hues. And that's because your favicon doesn't want to be lost on the screen of the end user. Now I mentioned earlier that PNG is the desired format for most favicon designs. Now you might be thinking, why not use SVG as an option because it's a scalable graphic? Or simply put, most browsers don't support the SVG file format for favicons, and so it's best to stick to PNG for your designs. Considering the design is so small and so simple, it might be tricky to relate the design itself to the brand or the business. However, this is essential, and so you really need to treat the favicon as a logo design project in the same sense that it needs to reflect the brand's identity and the message, all in a single and small design. So there was a brief and a rundown of favicons and how to design them. It was short, but I do consider all of the information there to be useful, and like I said, there are some links down below. Keep posting your ideas for content on this channel because I like making videos that relate to you guys and are going to boost your skills as a graphic designer. So do subscribe to my channel if you haven't done already, and of course until next time guys, design your future today. Peace.